What you're seeing now is my normal state. This is a Super Saiyan. And this is what is known as a Super Saiyan that has ascended past a Super Saiyan. Or you could just call this a Super Saiyan 2.
What a useless transformation. You've changed your hair, so what?
Just wait. This
What's he doing?
is to go even further beyond.
People love to talk about natural limits, referring to a point at which you cannot surpass if you do not use steroids. Like there's some invisible strength number or amount of muscle that you're supposed to just stop at. I've personally never bought into that idea, and I think part of it comes from the fact that I am a natural and I don't ever plan on using steroids, so I want to think that there is a lot that I can achieve. And I think a lot of you can relate to this as well. I see so many pieces of content nowadays that are made about being natural, how hard it is, and why you can lift for years and not look good. And it's frustrating because I think that that is honestly more damaging than the people who are not natural putting out stuff saying that they are. Especially if you're a newer lifter and you haven't been into the scene for that long, it's really, really disappointing to me to see creators actively pushing those people away. So I want to do the opposite today. I'm going to introduce a new challenge. A few videos back, I set my standards for the big five. That is the chin-up, the press, the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. And I've had those numbers in my head for many years now, and I used to think that they were the finish line. You know, once I got to those numbers, it would just be, all right, this is it, I've beaten lifting. But now I know that they are only the start. To push this so-called natty limit, I'm gonna issue the Insane 5 challenge. It's the same lifts as the big five, except we're adding 100 pounds to each one. Same format, new ceiling. If it even is a ceiling. I'm not chasing perfection here, I'm chasing proof. Proof that the natural limit is just where you end up stopping, where you quit pushing. Of course, everyone has a breaking point. But if there's anything that I want to get across to you in this video, it's that you are capable of doing a lot more than you think you are. And you're capable of doing it for a lot longer than you think you are. People think that especially if you never take steroids, you're just gonna never get big and strong and you're just gonna atrophy away by age 40. I think that's bullcrap. I think that we as humans are capable of amazing things, and that our image of what is possible has been so skewed by social media and all the other stuff that's been pumped at us over the past several decades has just clouded our minds. We can be strong, we can be big, we can be healthy, all of that stuff, and we can do it for many, many years to come. So if you dare, I encourage you to shoot for these numbers with me. Follow along as I upload my training vlogs over the course of the next 10 years or however long this challenge is gonna take me. Not only am I gonna hit these numbers without drugs, but I'm also gonna do it completely injury-free. I'm gonna train smarter and harder while dialing in my nutrition and my recovery at the same time. Obviously, I'm not a superhero. I'm not gifted, I'm not special, but I used to struggle with numbers that feel like warm-ups now. And the only reason I can do more today than I could back then is because I didn't stop when it felt heavy, slow, or pointless. Most people quit when it gets uncomfortable. And to get ahead, you have to lean into that uncomfortable feeling. And that's exactly what we're gonna do here. Honestly, looking at these numbers, looking at the Insane 5 that I have laid out in front of me here, I'm freaking terrified. This is it's scary to look at numbers that big and even to think that that is possible, but it is. And even if something comes up, every setback has a lesson. You can always learn something from our mistakes. You never truly fail until you give up. And every time I think I'm close to that point, I think, oh, this is just it. I'm at my limit. I find out that it's just my mind telling me comfortable lies to keep me safe. It's not true, it's an illusion. We often self-sabotage because it feels warm, because it feels comfy. We have to get out of that. We have to get into the cold, into the dark, where it's dangerous. That's where growth happens. To focus my training, each of my lifting days is gonna be focused on a single lift of the big five, and then I'm just gonna add accessories around it. For example, my chin-up day, it's gonna be the heavy work with the main lift, and then it's gonna be back-off work for back and arms. For the overhead press, it's gonna be shoulders. For the bench press, it's gonna be chest and triceps. For the squat, legs. And then for the deadlift, it's either gonna be legs or back on a separate day than what I do for squats to avoid overuse. It's really exciting for me to think what this is gonna look like over the course of the next however many years. But it's just crazy, because if you were to put these numbers in front of me 10 years ago, I would have called you insane. And legitimately, I used to think these were like world's strongest man level numbers, and if you weren't competing at the highest level, you're just never gonna hit that. And now I'm just looking at them like checkpoints along the long-term vision towards the ultimate end goal, which we'll never in fact achieve. as I know for a fact that telling myself that these are crazy is just holding me back, because it's all right here, it's all mental. We can absolutely hit these numbers. If you've made it to this point in the video and you think you've hit your peak, you probably haven't. I used to think that too. Out of high school, my first couple of years of lifting, I started to decline a little bit, but it was more so because of my lifestyle and things that I had built around myself rather than what I was actually doing. Heck, I remember getting asked in high school if I thought I had achieved the natural limit. And that was like 2 years of lifting. What? Oh my gosh, it hurts my head to think about, because so many people believe that the natural limit is just like right there. You start lifting for a couple of years and then, oh, can't progress anymore? There you are. No, things get harder. You can't expect your noob gains, so to speak, to just continue over the course of your entire career. If we did that, we would all be squatting like 10,000 pounds right now, just adding 5 pounds a week. At a certain point, you can't just add weight to the bar every single session. But you can do more than you think. And you can rediscover strength that you thought you lost. You can rebuild yourself at any age. I hope this doesn't sound too cringe. I feel like I'm reciting like a TED Talk or something right now, but I'm just very passionate about the fact that we are capable of more than what we think we are. So if you're insane like me, shoot for these numbers with me, follow me along on this journey, and we're gonna see what we can truly do. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for the first Insane 5 training vlog that'll be coming soon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see how far we can truly push. God bless.